Rob the Dishonest Wargamer is wrong. He tells lies about the Ogre's Vanbox. It's clearly a case of fatphobia, and he's probably a fascist. I'm joking. Disclaimer: I like Rob. I enjoy his YouTube channel. He's one of my favorite Warhammer commentators because he's all about the analysis, and he's not very political. But he, I do disagree with him very strongly about the Ogre Vanguard box. He gives it a D list. He puts it at the bottom. The Ogre Vanguard box is awesome sauce. Like this box set is nearly 1,000 point army. Like with this box set, you could maybe fit another character, Noblars, and what I have done mostly is, well, I've never used the Warnfangs. I use the Gorges instead. So you're very close to having a small army, and most people are only going to play a 1,000 point game. Most people aren't going to get to 2,000 points. So in Dublin, where I'm from, there are 1,000 point tournaments, and this box set you are just nearly there. It's perfect if you want to play the Iron Gut subfaction, which is my favorite subfaction, but unfortunately when I play 2,000 points I have to play Meat Fists. But with this, I mean, if you just look at how the army is set up, it's this classic castle. You use the Mornfang as your chaff to go F it. They run ahead of everybody, block up a big unit that's going to charge you. The gluttons can either position themselves onto an objective marker and charge for the next turn, or sometimes you can get across to the side of the board with your gluttons, because like ogres are fast enough. They're not the fastest, but they're above average speed. They're fast enough. They can make it to the side of the board if you well, you get half. You move 6, you get an extra 2, because if you're hungry, they get an extra +2 speed, and if you roll a 12 in the charge phase, well, then you just move 20 inches, and sometimes that is enough to get across the board, depending on the board setting. So if I was rolling 12s in the game yesterday I played, I would have won. Or you played second and you wait for the army to come towards you, and then you counter strike. So I think this is a great box for showing the versatility of the ogres, because as I'm talking about those charging stuff like that, the lead belchers and the iron blaster, they're my auto includes. Like the lead belchers aren't great, but they can be really annoying for just like killing off the small weaker units, and the lead blaster just kills off units from across the board. So if you do go first, you can take out a unit in your first turn. And most of the time when I play, if I manage to go first and take out a unit in my first turn, that almost means I'm going to win that game. So yeah, so you can collect this box. You might decide, I really like the gluttons. I just want to charge and smash things and chop them to bits. Well, then your subfaction is going to be Meat Fists. If you're more like me, you go, well, that cannon is objectively the best unit for ogres and in the game. Well, then you're going to be an Iron Gut fan and just like cannons and lead belchers. I guess it's controversial which is better, lead belchers or the cannon. The cannon costs more, but you're definitely going to be shooting people in your first turn. and that psychologically harms your opponent. The lead blasters, or the lead belchers, they have more wounds. They're not great at fighting, they're not bad. They get more attacks and shots than the lead blaster, but maybe they don't do as much wounds. The lead blaster, the big cannon, if you get up close with people 12 inches and you use the hail shot, you can take out quite a few models with that. So, and then of course there's the Modern Fangs. I have never played the Modern Fangs, and my next 2,000 point game I will play them instead of the Blood Hunter I have. But you could go, oh, I really like the Modern Fangs. I really like fast attack. Oh, look, they do have one gun. That's kind of cool. You might just like that play style. Well, then cool. Then you can play the other version of Ogres, which is the Beast Claw Riders, which is just the fast attack. But they also have big monsters units as well. Maybe you prefer that. And I think I probably, when I get my practice next week, I'll start collecting that side of Ogres. But yeah, I think this is great. This is a great box set. Now, I think all those things I just said there, Rob will be going, yeah, I agree, except for the main problem that Rob has with the Vanguard box is that these models are from at least 2004. Some of them might be older, but they're old models. And they're going to get a range refresh. And I go, well, I bought this box set last Christmas. It's taken me less than 5 months to build and paint a 2,000 point army. Am I upset with the fact knowing that maybe next year there might be new models? I'm like, no, I'm not. It doesn't bother me because like it's miles away. They're not going to have a range refresh in July. It's going to be Skaven season for Funes. They're going to pump out the Skaven until the sales go down. So, which is going to be a range refresh. It's not going to be for another year. And when there's a range refresh, what's going to happen? I'm just going to have more ogres. I'll just get to paint a new set of ogres. If they range refresh the Morn Fangs, then I'll be happier. I mean, the last update they did, they refreshed the Gorges, and that was actually the first ogre units I bought, and they're awesome. So I'm happy with range refresh. If I wouldn't bother buying more gluttons or lead belchers because I have a block of 8 iron guts, and I'm sort of like, well, now I've got a block of 8 iron guts. As a unit, they're almost like a monster themselves. So I don't mind a range refresh. Like and like so what? Like, oh, either my models will look older than other people's, or I'll just paint more ogres because they're fun painting. Like black primer, then a gold primer, the sparkly, and then you slap chop the skin. So yeah, I like if they make completely new models and they remove some of these units from play, then I'll be extremely pissed off that I've spent, I don't know, €250 building a 2K army and then they replace it. I mean, if they do that, I'll then have 3 to 5 years to replace my ogres. But still, it's not terrible. I'll be a little annoyed, but I think that for learning how to play Age of Sigmar, the gameplay and the play style of ogres is just so simple. The rules: you run forward, you smash. You don't overthink your tactics too much. You just run and smash and hope you win the game. Now, that's for beginners. If you want to win tournaments and stuff like that, then you have to learn about positioning and keeping your ogres just outside of their range, allow them to come to you, and then you pounce. But the majority of people aren't competitive players, so what I said there isn't really, whatever. That's for a different video to make about ogres. Maybe I should start making ogre tactical videos while we're still in season 3, and then I can make the same videos again for season 4. I want to buy and collect a new army soon, but because of 4th edition coming out, it's sort of like, actually, it's probably not a great idea. But anyway, there's Ogre Van boxes in all of the Warhammer and games shops in Dublin. They're not selling, maybe because it's fatphobic propaganda, but I recommend it. I recommend it. It's cheap, it's cheerful. Some of the boxes sell for €100, and you've got a small army nearly ready to play. Ready to play in the casual scene. For the people, most people are only going to play 1,000-point games. And you've got melee, you've got fast attack, and you've got shooting. This is the best. This is S tier. This is the best fan box. If someone goes, I want to collect Warhammer, and I have no clue what I want to buy, ogres, because you can get past them. You can make them your own style. They're awesome sauce. You're wrong, Rob. But like I said, I do actually enjoy Rob's videos. Yay!